Hey everybody, so I wanted to show you guys our room. We have a really pretty room. San Diego's gorgeous so far, really pretty. They say it's called the June Gloom. So I'll show you guys the room and everything. So we'll check in early. So here's the room. My favorite part though is outside. Like, take my shoes off. Look outside. Even though you see the June gloom in San Diego, this is our view from our room. Isn't that beautiful? It's gonna be really pretty seeing the sunset and the sunrises here. And that looks like at a restaurant that I want to go eat at because I'm starving. Hey Steve. Or should I say the baby's starving because I don't eat this early and this much. There's Cheesecake Factory, season 62 I think or something. There's a lot of restaurants right there. I'm so hungry now. I was gonna freshen up. Food is more important. So we're here in San Diego. I have no idea what we're gonna do today. We might hit the pool up when it gets warmer. Hey Dana, I'm so excited to meet you. So, oh my gosh, palm trees. I haven't seen palm trees. Take that back. We haven't seen them since we were in Mexico in October. I feel like we don't see things anymore, but we do all the time. So, hopefully it clears up today like everyone says it does. And we can go. Oh, you guys, he's helping me get the bag situated real quick.
What up? What's going on?
So, all right guys, I am going to finish unpacking real quickly so I can go down and eat some food because I'm hungry. And we'll see everybody here shortly because everyone's kind of arriving. So I'm excited. Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this video, we're gonna do a couple things here. First of all, I am going to show you Chris's visitors list, which starts from February 2018 to last January is the last date I have. So we'll go through that, and then I'm gonna play, it's an older court hearing. It was actually his first court appearance right after freaking murdered his family. Stupid jerk. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't let my emotions come out when I'm trying to cover this case, but I can't stand him. Like, I don't have any sympathy for him. I don't. Like, I would have more sympathy for somebody who has some kind of mental disorder that is uncontrollable, like that is making a person do certain things that or like feel a certain way or whatever. But I just feel like Chris is smarter. I do feel like he has a personality disorder though, definitely, in my opinion, called narcissistic personality disorder. And that's why I guess I'm having trouble having sympathy for him, because he doesn't have sympathy or remorse or compassion for anybody. And the fact that he pretends that he does, it makes me angry. Because I don't buy it for a second. And then the fact that you're going to play the victim in every situation you're in. Poor me, Kim is making me say this. Or poor me, Kim is making me do this. Or I just don't want to cause any trouble between my family or between my mom or with Kim, or it's just easier to just, to keep the peace, to just go along with it. And poor me, Shanann didn't give me a choice. And poor me, Shanann made me do this. And poor me, Shanann didn't let me talk to my family. And poor me, I couldn't even hang anything on the wall where I wanted it. And poor me, I couldn't even get into my bank account and use my money for what I wanted to. I had to give it all to her, and I never got to see it. And poor me, I had to sit there, and when we had parties, I had to sit there and play with the kids and keep them occupied. And poor me, I had to get, some nice clothes, and I had to have my wife buy me nice things, and had, a closet full of nice clothes that I had to wear to these parties and to out of town. Can you believe that? I had to go to faraway places in a plane for these work gatherings for my wife, and on these beautiful beaches with delicious food and nice weather and fun times. I had to go suffer through all of that. And poor me, I had to live in this huge house that was just so big, and it was just in a nice neighborhood in beautiful Colorado. Poor me. And poor me, I had 2 beautiful daughters that loved me and thought I was their hero and would do anything for me, love me no matter what, and just I was supposed to protect them. Poor me. And poor me, I had a wife that would cook me these nice home cooked dinners that were delicious, and would bake cookies for the holidays. And poor me, my wife would write these sweet, nice posts about me online for everybody to see about how wonderful I am, and how awesome of a father I am, and how awesome of a husband I am, and how I'm just the best person, and how much she loves me, and she just goes on and on about how much I mean to her, so everybody could see what a great guy I am. Poor me. I had a wife that just loved me so much that she didn't want to just give up on our marriage like that. She loved me that much that she just wanted to do everything and anything to try to fix what the issue was and what the problem was, and was trying to think of anything that she could do to try to make it better and make me happy and make me happier in the marriage, because she could tell that I wasn't happy. So poor me, I had a wife that wanted to fight for our marriage and was actually looking within herself, trying to figure out how she could change to make the marriage better and to make me happier. Poor me. She wanted us so bad to work it out, and she wanted us to go to counseling, and she read a book for us, and because she loved me so much. Poor me, she loved me so much that she wanted to fight and do anything to try to keep us together. And she planned this getaway for us in Aspen, this beautiful place in Colorado, so we could have some time, just me and her, and talk things out. Poor me. And poor me, she was trying to have sex with me when we were visiting our family in North Carolina. How dare her? How dare her ask me to touch her? How dare her ask me to kiss her? How dare her? Poor me. She wanted me to hold her in bed, and she wanted to hold me in bed. Poor me. Sorry, guys. I wasn't even planning. That was not planned at all. I just went off there. I was just, wow, sorry. Okay. Let's get this video moving here. So, shout out to Emma. Emma's the one that hooked me up with these visitor records. So thank you, Emma. I had lost them before, but I got in touch with her and was like, do you still have those records? I can't find them. And so she sent them back to me. So, she's awesome. So yeah, let's look at these visitors records for Chris Watts and see who was visiting him. Okay, so you could see that it starts in February 18th, 2019, the famous Dodge Second Confession, where you have Baumhover, Coder, and Tammy all go and get from Chris's mouth, his words, what happened that morning. They come and they stay for about 6 hours. It's including lunch, because we know that they take a break for lunch, and that's why it's in 2 parts, that Dodge confession. It's in 2 parts, before lunch and after lunch. So we have that. So that's where this history starts. And then after that, we have Anna. Anna comes and visits him almost a month after the second confession. She comes and stays for about 3 hours. It's a no contact visit. And she stays about 3 hours. And then April 5th, so that next month, we got Sherilyn, which is probably her first, at least in-person meeting of Chris. You see, it's a contact, and it's about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. She visits with him. Then that same day, okay, well, a little bit before Sherilyn comes, Anna tries to visit him. It looks like she's denied, as you could see right here. See? It's a contact, but it says reason denied, abnormal outcome, maximum number of visits per day. So it's probably because, well, I don't know. Because it doesn't have a history. I mean, where's the rest of her visits? If she had the maximum per day, maybe he's only allowed to have one a day, and Sherilyn already had that time scheduled. Because remember, wasn't there some kind of situation I remember hearing Sherilyn say at one point where she and Anna kind of got into it or whatever, like one of them couldn't visit. So this is probably that situation where maybe Sherilyn already had it scheduled or something, and then Anna shows up and they deny her because he's meeting with Sherilyn instead. Maybe that's what happened. And then the next day, Sherilyn comes back and visits him for about 40 minutes. So you see that's April 6th, 2019. So let's go to the next page. We have April 17th. We got good old Anna again coming with a no contact visit. And then a couple more weeks later, May 6, 2019, she comes back again and she gets a contact visit with him. And then a couple weeks later, a no contact. Then, a few more weeks later, another no contact. And then we have Ronnie, June 21st. He comes and visits. Oh, and I just wanted to mention, a lot of these are about 3 hours long. So that must be like the typical visit time, maybe. Seems like most of them are around the 3 hour time mark. And then you'll see a few were at 5 when his parents come, which could be explained. Maybe they, his parents are there from out of town. Maybe they gave him a few extra hours. I'm not sure what the rules are, but I'm thinking there's something to do with 3 hours because a lot of these are 3 hours. So we have Ronnie. Yeah, he visits for about 3 hours on June 21st. And then we have Anna coming back. Anna. Look, all these right here. All of these are Anna. Most of them, all of them are contact except that. This one's no contact. Anna. So we have Anna. So a couple weeks in between these two visits, but then every week for this month. Wow. Wait a minute. Every week for the next few months, it looks like. Okay, so then we have September 9th, we have Sherilyn and her husband visits him, and they stay about 3 hours. 3 hours, and remember, Sherilyn even says that she brought her husband one time to meet him, and like he was so surprised how Chris just said what happened, like it was just like an everyday, thing going on, no biggie. So yeah. We have that, and then we have Anna coming back a couple days after Sherilyn and her husband visit him. And you see Sherilyn and her husband, they have a contact. All of theirs are always contact. All of Sherilyn's are always a contact visit. And then we have Anna. Yeah, every week she's coming. Oh, and then we have Cindy and Ronnie Watts. So they come, and it's around the same time that Sherilyn's in town. So I wonder, well, not exactly. I mean, it's 10 days away, but I wonder if they're actually in town at the same time at any point where they meet each other at that time. I'll have to ask her. So I forget what she said, if she actually met him physically, and maybe they did meet at this time. But anyway, so we have Ronnie and Cindy both visiting Chris on September 20th, 2019, and they stay about, this one is the 5 hour one. So they have a contact visit for 5 hours. Okay, so next page we have... Then, see, they come back the next day, Cindy and Ronnie, and they visit for, so when they come back the next day, they visit for 4 hours. And then we have Anna again, these 2 weeks, for 3 hours at a time. And then we have her husband, Philip, that's her husband. Well, at least at the time was her husband. He comes and visits Chris by himself and stays for 2 hours. I just find that weird because Anna's the one that's going to visit him. So I could see if she brings her husband, she wants, her husband to meet Chris and they go together. I could see that. But the fact that he goes by himself, I just wonder if it was one of those things where he goes man to man, like, hey, leave my wife alone. That's my wife. What are you doing talking to her every week? She's coming to visit you every week. And they're probably writing letters to each other. I don't know. This is all speculation. I don't know what that interaction was all about between her husband and Chris. It just seems kind of odd that he goes by himself. And then there's rumors that Anna and Chris were like in a relationship at one time. Nothing. This is not confirmed. These are all just gossip, rumors I've heard. Talk around town, I should say, talk around in the live chats that they were an item or they did have kind of a relationship like that, but not any longer, that now they don't talk anymore. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just makes you wonder when you see the husband going to visit by himself. But then you see Anna every week going back, all contacts, visitations, but yeah. But I think their contact is just that you see him behind this, the glass or something, because I mean, there's still no physical contact as far as how Sherilyn was describing it. There's still a screen or still something in between you. And then I guess no contact would be maybe just a virtual type thing. I don't know. But yeah, so every week, look, Anna. Wait, let's highlight all these. Look at that. October to December, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 up here. So it's every week she was visiting him. Wow. And then we have this person here. I don't know who this is. Janelle Stables. I wonder if this was that other anonymous person. Remember on that, I think it was the Real special about the Wads. It was one of the TV specials. They had 2 women that were talking to Chris, that were visiting Chris in prison. One was Anna, and she actually showed her face. I think the Janelle one, didn't she blur out her face? I feel like one of the women blurred out their faces and was anonymous on that show, if I'm remembering right. I just wonder if this is the other one that was actually talking on that show that was interviewed. So if anybody knows who this Janelle Stables is, let me know. But she only visits him once in this history. And she stays for 4 hours. She visits him for 4 hours. And then we have Anna again, Anna. And that's all. So basically a year from this month. So last January is the last history I have. And it was Anna was the last person to visit him a year ago. So who knows what it's like now, but we don't see any Kim on here. So in those, how many months do we have? We have from February to, well, a whole year basically. A whole year worth of visitations. So the whole year of 2019. Besides that January, because it started on February. 2019, Kim doesn't visit him. So I don't know if she does, in 2018 at all, when he was in Weld County at all. Does she visit him? Well, no, because Weld County, he was under where he couldn't even get visitors for a while, right? And then he gets transferred shortly after. Yeah, so I don't know when she would have visited him, but it's not looking like she did. I know she never claimed that she visited him or anything, but I know there was multiple people that reached out to me wondering and kind of trying to figure out, well, did she ever visit him? So let's do the math here, or let's figure this out. Okay, so the murders happened August 13th, 2018, right? And then he was on pretty strict lockdown as far as people visiting him, up until November when he takes the plea deal. And then, so I just looked it up, December 3rd, 2018 is when he gets transferred from Weld County to Dodge. And then we have February where they go visit him in Dodge, the second confession. And we have the visitors list starting that day up until a whole year. So up until last January, right? No Kim. And then February comes around, and February 3rd is when U.S. declared public health emergency from the COVID. And then March 11th is when they declared a pandemic. So at the latest, she would have had till March 11th, possibly, maybe, before it was probably the prisons were locked down. At least it'd be safe to say that most prisons were locked down probably by March 11th. They would have all been on lockdown, I would bet. But I'd be willing to guess even February 3rd, when it was a public health emergency, that would have even been rare for somebody to go wanting to visit somebody in prison or even be allowed, because I'm sure some of the prisons, if not all, wouldn't have allowed it even then. I'm guessing. Let's just say it is possible. So it's possible from January 17th to maybe March 11th that she could have visited Chris, but that only gives her like a couple months, basically. Not even 2 months that she could have possibly visited him in that time. And then we've been on lockdown ever since. I'm sure that they didn't let any visitors in since COVID since then. So when would she have visited him? Either from in Weld County, which I don't think they were allowed. I don't think he was allowed having visitors. I think he was pretty much on lockdown when he was in Weld County. And then he transferred to Dodge December 3rd. So possibly December 3rd, 2018 to February 18th, 2019. So possibly from December to February, right after he transferred. But I bet you they were kind of strict on his visitors then because he had just transferred. So that would have been 2.5 months there. So we have a total of basically 4.5 months of the only possible times that Kim could have visited Chris. And those are some unlikely times too. Just the times that we just went through that were the possible months is the only possibilities. And they seem pretty highly unlikely considering what we just went over right now. Considering the details that we just talked about. So, I don't know. It just makes you wonder because we were all, not all of us, but some of us were wondering if she possibly has ever visited him. And it doesn't look like she has, guys, unless if she's that Janelle. Who knows? I mean, like I said, maybe we should just ask her. I bet you I'm like going through all these scenarios, and if I just asked her straight up, I'm sure she would answer. But actually, some people don't trust her answers. So just to show you the timeline of possible scenarios, basically. Okay, so one more thing before I get to the court hearing. Some of the newer people following the case aren't aware of who Anna is. So since we were going over his visitors list, and she was basically the main person that visited him the most out of everybody. Basically every week she was visiting him consistently, so thought I'd show you who she is. So this is Anna. This is who is visited Chris all that year, almost every week at times, of 2019, and then I'm not sure if she still talks to him, but I doubt he's allowed any visitors anymore. So we have these pictures, and then there's that picture where she's with Chris's sister, Jamie. I'm not sure if she was friends with Jamie before, and then that's why she started visiting Chris, or she met Chris first and then became friends with Jamie. I'm not sure. I've heard it both ways. I think I never really looked really into it when it all came out, like over a year ago when the whole Anna thing came out. Some girl named Anna visiting him, and then it came out that she was friends with Jamie. I don't know. I didn't really dig into that part, if it did come out that she was a friend first or whatever. I don't know if you guys know. Let me know. Not a big deal really though. But and then here's a picture of her husband who visited Chris by himself that day. There they are. Not sure if they're still together. Not sure if the rumor of Chris and her getting together at one point, don't know. Never really looked too far into it. So there's that. And then here's a couple more pictures. I think she's really proud of that tattoo because how she both poses. She's posing with it showing, like purposely her hand is up, her arm is up. There'd be no other reason for that but to probably show off that tattoo, which is cool. It's a nice tattoo. I like the colors, but it just seems like that's probably why it seems like she's pretty proud of that, I bet. I bet we'd come to find out if we asked her about it. All right, everybody, that's all I have for this video. So hopefully y'all are having a good day, and we will chat soon. Bye.